Right. Okay. Hi guys, Colin and Paddy here from PracticeNav. So just jumping on to discuss the latest course we have. So know your numbers. Paddy, do you want to just throw you in the deep end there and just discuss a little bit about what know your numbers means to you and why the course might be beneficial for people?
So the biggest thing we find when we lift the bonnet of the majority of healthcare businesses is that they haven't got a clear idea of their numbers, being honest with you. And as the saying goes, what you can measure, you can manage. So we would put a lot of emphasis on working with clients and indeed working ourselves on our day-to-day business and truly understanding our numbers so that we know where we are at the moment, where we're trying to head to, and then that matches in with our ultimate goal. Because the days hopefully are gone of the shoebox and giving it to the accountant at the end of the year. We're a lot more savvy than that now. But often we find it's the end of the month. Oh God, have I got enough money left to pay myself? End of the year, I don't know, am I going to make a profit or not? I think I'm doing okay. And then you pay your taxes and the other odds and ends and you're left with some money, but you've no clear indication. So I think that's the kind of catalyst, isn't it, for this? And I think if, as business owners, if we can have a clear idea of that, we'll be in a far better place to have a big 2021.
Yeah, so I suppose towards the end of the year, we said we'd do one final course rather than do a big long day course or a 6-week one. We said 3 hours Wednesday evening, really easy for people to get on, get it recorded as well, so you'll have access to it going forward. And then we'd also said we'd touch base as regards trying to raise some money, do a fundraiser for Crumlin's Children's Hospital as well. So that was partly my idea with the year I've had with May. So it's really important to get that point across as well. It's a kind of a fundraiser is another part to it as well. But the added benefit is you do get to understand your business, as Paddy suggested. So you will get ready for 2021, shall we say. So the 3 parts to the course then, I suppose, are, the first hour will be just looking at the tools you need to go, right, well, what are my metrics in the business? What way is the cash flow? And I suppose one of the things we have for that is spreadsheets. I know some people hate spreadsheets. What's your thoughts on spreadsheets, Paddy?
Useful, as long as the information is put in properly and the information that we get is actually taken from it. And I think as we grow in our business, we're at a stage now where we can have that information prepared for us, and we can, like today, have a bit of a deep dive on the numbers and go, okay, there's a little bit of a gap there, or okay, we can set things up and we're already planning, as we discussed there, for 2021, and based on our the numbers, we can say, okay, we can input some more money into this and develop this area. So it allows us to make better decisions with the knowledge of, even in this dynamic environment, shall we call it, of COVID, to make informed decisions, so that we can keep things stable but allow ourselves to grow as well.
Yeah, so like the spreadsheet, all you have to do with this spreadsheet, when like you get the template for it, all you have to do is put in your basics. So what you need to have the life that you want to live, and then how that goes across then towards your business as well. So it's all linked. And then from that, bring it into the second part of the evening, and in the second hour, we're going to look at some metrics around percentages towards, say, what your staff ratio should be, how much you should pay yourself in relation to what your turnover is, and what your potential percentage profit should be, how much you need to be putting away for the tax side of stuff. And that's using some of the profit first principles that we'll talk about in the course then. So Paddy, any thoughts on the profit first stuff, or why we've implemented it so well?
Yeah, look, I think a really good one for us is, again, it's not the most interesting subject, but trying to keep it simple. Sometimes the ratios, knowing that roughly your staff member is costing you X amount, they are this month bringing in this amount, so that ratio is 3 to 1. And what is your target ratio? Be it 2.5 to 1. They cost you $3,000, so they bring you in, $7,500, whatever it might be. So it's understanding that the profit first principle is a really good principle. Obviously you'll explain a bit more on the evening, but it works well in the healthcare industry. Just take a little bit just to get your head around it initially, but quite a nice way of apportioning of quite quickly elements of profit, accounting for your taxes, accounting for certain areas. And I think it really matched well with healthcare and can really bring things on. I know some of the clinics, Colin, that you're working with PracticeNav have seen some good gains from that. But I think what I'd say to people is not going, oh God, that's too much for me. It's have a look, and it might be an adapted version of it that works really well for you in your clinic.
Yeah, like it's
And what have we got?
I was going to say,
Yeah,
it's using
what have we? Yeah.
You go.
No. I was going to say the last. You were going to say about the best bits of it, but for the last part of it, the last hour, what have we got?
Yeah, the last hour is, I suppose, like, okay, you've got all the systems in place potentially, and you're moving forward. How is your business scalable, and how do you move it online as regards not just say from a virtual consults point of view, or online classes, but how do you move your actual business itself online? So whether it's the accountancy or the online booking, that sort of stuff, just simple stuff to get it online. And we will discuss classes and stuff like that as well, some of the systems we're using. And then I suppose the final thing we'll be looking at, what's the end goal look like? What's the exit strategy? So knowing how to get out of the business at the end of the long journey that you'll put in is probably key. We will touch base on that as well. So the format's going to be like a 25, 30-minute presentation for each part. And then Paddy and maybe Anita will come in and jump in and give some points or topics, or me. And then we'll have open questions, and then we'll move on to the next part. So it'll be a very interactive part to the course.
Yeah, I think, having your questions ready, because that's the way we like to run things, isn't it? Where you come and you go, what are the 2 or 3 questions I want answered, and as best we can, we'll try and answer them. And it's funny, people might find that this themselves, but because we are clinicians and we're developing clinics, people say, oh God, you're young and you have all the energy and you're mad keen to grow and to scale and do this kind of stuff. But, we are very much aware that, yeah, we're in the mid-30s, but, as we get a bit older, we want to have everything prepped. So we need to be already planning for the exit strategy or stepping away from clinical or whatever your individual goal might be, because unfortunately, we've had tough conversations, we've mentioned before, with clinicians who maybe get to 55, 60 and looking for that kind of payday, and maybe the clinic isn't of a value that they perceive it might be, or they haven't got their pension set up. And this is just some practicable advice that will save you a lot of heartache in the future. I think that's the key message, isn't it?
Yeah, so I'd say no matter where you are, what stage you're at in the business, or what size or what type of business is, there's definitely something in the course for you. And as I said, there'll be a fundraiser there. So our aim is to raise $2,000 for Crumlin's Children's Hospital. And with that, we'll only have 40 people in the course. So you will get that interaction. So, and it will be, it'll be interactive, which is good. Yeah, so that's it.
Well, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, Wednesday evening, you can have a glass of vino even if you want to go on the course, so you don't get that opportunity often. So yeah, 7 to 10, and we'll see you there. Take care, guys.